Hi, I'm Robert from Move Work Forward. In this video, I'm going to provide an overview of Azure DevOps for Jira by Move Work Forward. We'll cover the setup integration and some of the key features. You can avail of a free trial from the Atlassian marketplace so you can test it out for yourself. So after you've installed it, we shall go to the app settings. And I have an existing integration, so we will just get rid of that to start fresh. Okay, so this is what the starting screen looks like. So we're going to integrate with Azure DevOps. So Azure DevOps for Jira can integrate with Azure DevOps Cloud or on-premises. On-premises, you're using a personal access token as well and just providing the Azure DevOps domain name. So for this, we are going to use cloud. So we need a personal access token with the read for code, build, and release scope of access. So let's go ahead and create ourselves a personal access token. You can provide a suitable name. For this, we are going to just use Move Work Forward, but you can set it up for all accessible organizations. So as we see here, we need read for code, build, and release. If you want to use the same personal access token for branch creation, you would also need read and write scopes of access for code. Okay, so we will create that and we will copy it and be sure to save it so you can use it again later. So we will post in our token here and we will provide our organization name. If this is for all accessible orgs, it won't ask you for the organization name here and it'll just go straight to the validation. You can put the token expiration date just for a handy notification, so you can change the token in advance and then provide a suitable name. So we will talk about this in a moment. First, I'm just going to save this and connect it. Okay, so we've now set up the first phase of the integration. We can now add projects. So as there is only one organization connected, we will just see the projects. However, if we have multiple organizations, we would see the org name and the project list. And then you can add as many projects as you want by clicking and saving, and then you can just add a new project. Okay, we can see our project has been set up. We can delete it if we want, or we could add another project. But for now, I am just going to delete the integration. And I will start fresh. So I'm going to use the same personal access token. Add in the org name. I will also put my expiration date. Again, a suitable name, and this time I'm going to tick connect all Azure DevOps projects automatically. So this will ensure I don't have to manually add each project. If you want to connect them all, it'll do it automatically, as we will see now in a moment. So we can see from the project connections, you can see them being added manually, and there we go. It looks like all 8 projects in the org have been added. The one other thing to note from this screen is the settings tab. If you are using Azure DevOps Server, you can use static IPs should you need to whitelist the static IPs for your server for access. Okay, now let's jump back into Jira. So I have a few different test projects here, and I'm just going to create a new issue. Okay, so we have demo issue and the Jira issue key is ATP-24, which is important, as the Jira issue key is what links everything together. So you ideally want to include it in your branch name and then either in your commit and pull request name or description. So let's start by creating a branch. Now there are two options when it comes to branch creation. You can use OAuth for Azure DevOps when using cloud, or if you're using server, you would use a personal access token. You can also choose to use personal access tokens with cloud. So we would enter a personal access token, making sure it has the code right scope of access. And if you're using the personal access token with cloud, just tick this button. Otherwise, you will have to put in your Azure DevOps server URL. For now, however, we will just use OAuth as it's the easiest option with cloud. I believe I am already signed in, so it should do it automatically. Yes. Okay. So as we're using OAuth, it'll just show the orgs and projects that I have access to. So I will select pipelines testing. I will select Java builds. I will just create it off the main branch. Now the key thing to remember is I must include the Jira issue key. By default, the branch name is the Jira issue key and the title. So if we look here, we can see the Jira issue key and the title. However, you can configure it however you wish. The branch name does not have to begin with the Jira issue key. It can be anywhere. So if you wanted to create a new feature branch, you could do so. And then we click create. And now the branch has been created in Azure DevOps. And if we click here, it will take us to that branch. So we can see the branch has been created. Conversely, if you want to create the branch from Azure DevOps directly, you can do so, including the Jira issue key, and it will still link to the Jira issue. So you don't have to start from Jira. Okay, and it might take a moment for this branch to show up. Let's have a quick refresh. So it is very quick, usually no more than 10 or 15 seconds, as there does need to be some time for Jira and Azure DevOps to connect with each other. Okay, perfect. And we can see our branch is now visible. Okay, so we will create a simple commit just for demonstration purposes. We will call it ATP-24 test commit. And now off this commit, we will also create a pull request. Okay, so we will give it another moment, and we should then see the commit and the pull request reflected in Jira. So we can see the pull request already. The commit hasn't quite shown up just yet. Let's give it another moment and we will refresh again. Okay, so over here we can see the branch, the commit, and the pull request. Okay, and we can see the pull request is opened, and we can also see that it's listed here as open. So now we will merge this pull request. Okay, and we should also subsequently see on the project that the pull request is now merged. So Azure DevOps for Jira by Move Work Forward also supports tag-based releases. So if we check our YAML file, we have a very simple script to trigger the build on tags beginning with V. So let's go ahead and add a new tag. And I will just copy and paste that in as a description is required. Okay, this setup is very simple, so it should run within about 20 seconds maybe. And we can see it running here. And then when that runs, it will be released and we should then see it reflected in Jira. So if I have a quick refresh, I should see the updated pull request. Yeah, we can see it's now merged. And once that's already done, and it should be released shortly. So if I have a quick refresh, it's still taking a moment, understandably. So we can see our deployment, and we will also see the build in a moment. So we can also see the build listed here. Perfect. So we can see our branch, our commit, the pull request, the build, and the deployment. And if I expand releases, we can see them here as well. And if we check here, we can also see a visual update here on the issue itself. So that is how you can connect Azure DevOps to Jira, and a demonstration of some of the features, including how you can visualize the information in Jira from Azure DevOps, and how to easily keep track of things. In addition to this, Azure DevOps for Jira does support the native Jira automation. So if you wish to have Jira automation triggers based on the pull request merging, that's entirely possible. You can try it for free from the Atlassian marketplace and test it out for yourself. And if you have any questions or queries, you're always more than welcome to reach out to us at support@moveworkforward.com, and we'll be more than happy to assist. Thanks for your time and have a wonderful day.